The truths about older men who live alone without a woman that everyone should know. The silence no one sees. Imagine an old man sitting on his porch. In his hand, a cup of coffee that's already gone cold. His eyes stare into the distance. No wife calling from the kitchen, no laughter of children echoing in the air. Only the whisper of the wind keeps him company. For many, living alone in old age seems like a choice. But for countless men, it's a reality that arrived quietly, without resistance, without plan. Day after day, they learn to talk to themselves, to comfort the heart that beats in silence. Yet behind that quiet life lies a hidden truth, a truth about strength, vulnerability, and the deep wisdom of men who grow old without women by their side. Why so many old men live alone? Studies show that men are far more likely to live alone in old age than women. Some because their partners have passed away, some because they never married, and some because they simply couldn't open their hearts again. There's loss, regret, and grief, but there's also freedom and peace. They live simply, eating what they have, sleeping in the same chair, finding comfort in the stillness of home. To the outside world, they look lonely. But to themselves, solitude is not a curse. It's a form of acceptance. The hidden strength of solitude. Old men who live alone are often seen as fragile, but that's far from the truth. They carry a kind of strength that comes only from endurance. They've learned to fix things around the house, to cook, to clean, to care for themselves, things they once shared with a partner. This independence becomes their silent power. Solitude teaches discipline, patience, and inner peace. But their silence is often misunderstood, mistaken for sadness, when in fact it's the calm that follows a long battle with loss. The wounds never spoken. Not every story of an old man living alone is peaceful. Many carry invisible wounds, from love that never returned, from broken marriages, from children who grew too busy to visit. They rarely speak of it, not because they don't want to, but because they've grown tired of explaining. Instead, they look at old photographs and smile faintly, as if saying, "That's life, my son. Not everything needs to be understood. Some things just need to be lived." Behind their silence lies a world of memories still alive in their hearts. Between loneliness and peace. Loneliness is real, but not every man who lives alone suffers from it. Some find peace in routine, watering the plants, reading the paper, watching the news, or walking to the same small shop every morning. They discover that happiness doesn't always mean having someone beside you. It can mean being at peace with yourself. Loneliness can be a harsh teacher, but it can also become a wise companion. A world too busy to notice them. In today's world, many elderly men become invisible. Their children are busy. Their neighbors greet them only in passing. Yet quietly they still care. They feed stray cats, keep the porch light on for others, and hold on to letters that were never answered. They still love. They just have nowhere left to place that love. The secret of long life for men who live alone. Interestingly, many old men who live alone live longer than expected. Why? Because they live slowly. They don't rush. They don't compete. They don't chase anyone's approval. They've learned to enjoy each day as a small gift. They eat simply, rest well, take morning walks, and talk to themselves, not out of madness, but as a way to stay sane. That stillness becomes their medicine. When love is no longer about possession. For old men living alone, love is no longer about relationships. Love becomes something broader, a quiet appreciation for life itself, for the birds that come every morning, for the child that walks past their house, for the sun that rises every day without fail. They learn that love can exist without wanting, without owning. A love that is pure, calm, and unconditional. Life lessons for men who live alone. From them, we learn so much. That life doesn't need to be loud to be meaningful. That loss can be the greatest teacher. That peace comes not from others, but from a heart that has finally learned acceptance. Old men who live alone aren't failures of love. They are survivors of it. They are men who found strength in stillness and meaning in the silence that speaks. When night falls and the world grows quiet, they sit in the same chair once more. Looking up at the sky, they might whisper softly, "I have no one left, but I still have myself." And for them, that's enough. This is the truth about old men who live alone without women. A story not of sadness, but of strength, wisdom, and serenity, born from solitude.